Hey, what is going on, you crazy mofos? Welcome back to the PrimoTalks Podcast. Gabe is not here, as you guys can notice, and he couldn't make it today. He had some things that he had to do. But today we actually have a very special guest, a very close friend of mine. He's a real homie, the man himself, the myth, the legend, Jean Rivera. Woo!
Hey, never mind. I don't bang, guys.
He don't bang. He does other bangs, but not
hey.
Banging in the bedroom, if you will.
Hey, thank you for having me, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you for coming out to the podcast, bro. I know this was kind of like a spur of the moment kind of thing, but
it's all good.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
So,
before we start, don't forget to subscribe.
Exactly. Thank
on
you.
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And what do they do? How do they look us up?
So you guys can actually search us up, looking up the PrimoTalks Podcast on either one of those platforms, or you can also find it on my YouTube channel, which will have links to all of that, which I will link down below for this video for every one of you guys. And if you guys are listening and tuning in and wanting to hear all of our sexy voices, but don't want to miss out on seeing our pretty faces,
if you think we sound sexy, wait until you look at us.
Don't worry, yep. Go ahead and watch us on YouTube. Watch the podcast. No, don't just listen. Watch. But without further ado, let's get into these topics.
All right.
So, I met Jean about, what would it be?
Like 2 years ago?
2 years ago?
Yeah.
So we used to work at the same place together. Won't mention the name of the place because fuck that place.
Okay.
But yeah, we met each other on one of those days that I think you came to do overtime, right?
Yeah, so we met doing overtime, and that was around the time where I just moved to Utah. I was trying to work my way up, get paid more.
Yeah.
So then we would do overtime, and then I just remember first it was kind of awkward, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just say some shit. And then we ended up talking about anime.
Yeah.
And that's what broke the ice, because we had a lot in common of what anime we watched at the time.
That's true.
And then it went from playing cards, and then it's when I found out that you played Magic.
Yep.
I don't play Magic, but I can relate because I play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
And they're both pretty big. If you go to a card shop, they're both players
oh yeah.
Within the same shop.
Yeah. They're big players and all that shit.
And then that's when I related to you even more, just because a lot of people look down upon people who play cards.
Yeah.
And I did too. In high school, I was guilty. I used to make fun of kids. Why do y'all play that shit? But after high school, I was you know what? Me and my homies were how about let's learn how to play?
Yeah.
And we learned how to play, and I fell in love. It's like playing chess in a way.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of thinking and a lot of strategizing in these kinds of games, bro. It's weird because when you first look at it, it's I've been guilty too, I've seen people play cards and I'm like, man, that's kind of lame, bro. But I was really into thinking games like chess. I was a big thing into that. And when I first started kind of playing card games, at first it was Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then in middle school, that's when I got into Magic, bro. One of my homies' dads played Magic, so that's actually was my introduction into Magic. And ever since I played, bro, that was it was fucking mind blowing, bro, because I was holy shit, there's all these different ways you can win.
There's different strategies.
You're not limited to winning a certain way, which I like, because it gives you more of an opening to do combinations for different things, creating different decks.
And it's consistently learning. When you play, cause you play if you go to a shop, you play random people, and everybody has a different type of deck. So you're learning consistently, all right, what does that do? Or could I do this? Could I do that? Yeah, bro. I still play it to this day, and every time, I remember telling myself, if I'm dating somebody, I'm gonna be straight up with them, because that's gonna tell me a lot about the person.
Yeah.
If they're judgment, he's da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I'm all right, man, you were never the one.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's
that's
just
true.
baseball cards. Like,
oh yeah,
everybody back in the day collected baseball cards
yeah.
or whatever, and now they're adults and they're still doing it.
Yep.
Same for Yu-Gi-Oh, same for Pokemon, same for Magic.
Especially Pokemon, bro. Pokemon blew up a lot in the last
especially
few
during
years.
COVID.
Yep. Everybody started collecting. They started seeing the value of cards, like, and it's just not, like, it's not just the playing of it now. It's like people are like, oh, there's money in this shit too. You know?
Video games.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly.
Like how video
yeah.
games came up, everybody was like, oh, you're wasting your time. Motherfuckers making millions.
Hell yeah,
They're
bro.
making millions playing that shit.
Exactly, bro. Like, you got whole careers out of it now.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, I talked about it on another podcast too with some homies. Same thing. Like, it's crazy how all these, like, smaller things that we grew up with are starting to blow up now.
Yeah.
And, like, they're starting to actually even create careers out of things like this.
And for us, it's like, we're adults, we're making money now.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many households.
We're gonna spend money.
Yep.
You know? So,
Exactly.
I feel like everything has their moments.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
We're potting. Oh, that's too much, huh? That's too much.
That's how
Y'all can't Google what potting is, but
Yeah.
we're working in this section where we're pretty close and it's hot as fuck, and we're there for like.
And it's not hot as fuck because, you know, we're both handsome and shit, but like temperature wise.
Imagine us, and then on top of that, the temperature. Like,
exactly, that shit was like fucking melting point.
That is crazy.
bro.
But yeah, we met at work, and then you ended up leaving. I think you left like 6 months after. Like it was pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty soon.
But we actually got pretty close in those 6 months, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, from like all those times we've talked and like, you know, we opened up and like we got to talk a lot about like our lives and, you know, shit. We have a lot of things in common, and I feel like at least me, you know, I feel like I got pretty close to you in those.
Yeah, because not only was it anime and cards, it was photography, videography, and it was like the dreams that we had that we wanted to achieve. So then that's when we related a lot. And then at the time you're trying to pick up photography and you're asking me this question, how do you do this, how do you do that, what if I do this, what if I do that? And I'm like, I could show you, like I'll show you what I know, but what you want to learn, like for you, at least for me, I was a product photographer.
Yeah.
So I never took pictures of people or stuff like that. I mean, I would do my homies when we was GABE, but it was mainly just
products.
Yeah. So it's a lot different. So when you're telling me certain things, I'm like, oh, like I don't know, like.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you. You tell me too. Yeah.
But if you tell me to take pictures of these Kit Kats, oh, I got you, bro.
I'll take the fucking best picture.
Bro, those look bomb as fuck. But if humans and like people, I don't know, it's just different, bro.
It is, bro, because like these don't have emotions. Like you could emit an emotion, whatever emotion you want from it. But people, it's harder because what I've noticed is that the way you pose people, the way you have them look a certain way, the way you have them look at the camera.
Yeah, it's like body type, skin, the weather.
The weather outside, but especially if you're outside, bro, like you gotta look at the weather, the way the lighting is gonna be. Is the lighting good or not? Am I gonna have to wait another day to shoot what I want for example, like a portrait or something, you know, depending on what the customer wants.
And then the person you're taking pictures of is kind of like, are they into it? Are they not? Because if they're not, it's not gonna come out good.
Exactly.
Like look, the picture will be good.
Yeah.
You're not gonna look good.
Exactly. Like the person could be just with the straight face, like I don't care kind of thing, but like the picture, background, everything will be bomb as fuck. But the person will be like, you know, it's like, ah, man, like fuck that person. But like,
yeah, no, like, all right, so I had a product photography job / marketing for this furniture manufacturer.
Yeah.
It was called JLF. They're out of business, and fuck you, Jeff, for going bankrupt. Anyways. So the reason how I got that job was my mom bought me a Canon T2i as a graduation present.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she bought it for me. It was like $1,000.
God damn, bro.
And at the time, it was the camera that had. Yeah, it was shooting 1080p.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 18 megapixels. It was a good, decent learning camera. and
shit, for $1,000.
yeah, it shot video.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things where DSLRs were just shooting videos.
Yeah.
You had the Canon 60D with the panel coming out.
Yeah.
So the T2i was
like
kind
for
of
vloggers and shit like that. Kind of. Yeah.
But the T2i was more simple. It's more basic. Yeah. So I was able to pick it up, and I was just taking pictures of like my homies skating and everything. And I went to a high school with this guy named John Hicks.
Yeah.
If you look him on YouTube, he's a big YouTuber. He does like biking videos. He did a lot of stuff with No Jumper.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a really good like photographer and videographer. Like I looked up to him. He was my age.
Yeah.
At my age, he had a Canon 60D and some Sony cameras, some camcorder. But he was already making money. Like he was making like thousands of dollars of just shooting. Yeah. And he's the one that kind of sparked my interest into doing this.
Yeah.
And he would guide me. He wasn't like the greatest person to get advice from, but he would like guide me. Like, hey bro, like sell this lens, get this lens, get this lens. If you have money, buy this lens.
Yeah.
It'll make a difference. So then I started buying these lenses. Went to college. I got financial aid. Didn't buy no fucking books. No fucking shit, bro. I spent it all on camera equipment. I'm like, these motherfuckers gave me $1,000. They ain't getting this shit back. They fucked up. They fucked up. So I went crazy on eBay, bought everything, and then I was learning how to focus with a manual focus instead of an autofocus, and learning apertures and white balance and shutter speed. So I got pretty good, and my pictures were coming out good. I would film a lot of my friends skateboarding, and they were sponsored by Crew, Grizzly Grip Tape, Primitive, DGK, and I would make these little snippets, like 15 seconds or whatever Instagram allowed back then.
Yeah.
And they would repost them on their page, and I was getting recognition. They were tagging me, and like people started following me. I was like, oh, this, like I guess I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
And at the time I was working at their manufacturing place, and I was just in shipping, receiving, and then they ended up moving me in the back, putting springs on chairs. It was like nothing really going for me.
Yeah.
And then I just kept showing my supervisors like, hey, look at my pictures. Hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. And eventually the photographer at that job ended up quitting, which was Jeff's son.
Yeah.
And they had a position open. And there's this guy named David Munoz who he's like one of my greatest mentors that ever like gave me a clear of what life would look like.
Yeah.
And
so a little bit of shout out to him then.
No, 100%. Because if it wasn't for him, I would never be in a position where I'm at today.
Yeah, bro.
So he actually gave me the opportunity. Like he saw that I wasn't the best photographer, but he saw that my interest in it, and it was good enough for what they needed.
Yeah.
So they hired me, $11 an hour.
Yeah.
$11 an hour, bro. And I was taking these pictures.
This was all out in California.
California, and I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, hey, I'm getting paid to take pictures?
Hell
fuck yeah. And I was just messing with lightings and learning how the way you move the lights kind of give a different depth within the product.
Yeah.
What settings are really good, and post-production editing, just learning all of that shit, and learning him doing composites and like layers and just like with the feather brush and just brushing things in. And I was just like, damn, like he's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey David, like how'd you learn this? He goes, I just learned it just myself. I'm like, are you serious? You never went to school? He was like, no. He was there as an IT person who knew photography.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so he was teaching me everything, showing me everything, and he gave me like he opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you know what, like I was telling him like, you know what, like this photography thing is cool. Like they gave me a raise and I was making pretty good money.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to, like, I see you have your own condo, you have everything. How can I do stuff like that? I was like, do I need to go to like school? Do you think I should go to photography school? And he goes, honestly, like, it isn't about schooling. Like, your degree only takes you so far. Mm-hmm. It's about who you know. Oh. And he was just telling me like, my degree doesn't mean shit. He went to ITT Tech. I don't know if you heard of ITT Tech.
I think I've heard of it, yeah.
It's a huge fucking scam. Like, it's a fucking scam. But he owed so much money for a degree that doesn't mean shit. And he was just telling me, it's like, yeah, like they taught me the basics, but it's who I knew and my personality of what got me the job. You could learn all this stuff on the internet, and which I did. I learned how to edit. I did like everything, but because of him, he opened my eyes to different possibilities, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna start a skateboard company, and I did my own research. Like a lot of things are possible as long as you put the time in.
Yeah.
But that photography job was like cool. Like I would just take pictures. I would go to my office, bro. No, all right, this was my day to day, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't work anymore. So my day to day at that job, get there at 6 a.m. My normal time is 7 a.m. I'll go at 6 a.m. Clock and do some overtime. Pretend that I'm editing pictures. I'll be on YouTube, just researching like, what does this camera do? How do you do this editing? How do you do this video editing?
Yeah.
And that was my.
So basically, you were just trying to learn everything.
Everything from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I will take my stroller around the warehouse. I was like, all right, I want to take pictures of this, this, and this, and this. And I'll take pictures from like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then I'll go to lunch, take like an hour, fucking drive places, whatever. Yeah. And then I will edit from like 11 to 1 p.m. We get off at 3:30. Yeah. So the last 2 hours, I wouldn't do shit.
Yeah.
At the time, I wanted to make a skateboard company, so I would just make designs, like learn how to do Illustrator and learn what vector is and everything. So that was pretty much my entire day for like the last 3 years that I worked. Not the 3 years that I worked there.
Yeah.
And that place was not the best place, but it gave me opportunities to learn. So then that's where it came back.
So it kind of like jump started your whole interest in the whole photography business and.
Yeah, because in high school, like I just did not know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And
which I mean, I guess it's kind of normal, you know. A lot of people sometimes don't know, and it's true. Sometimes you figure it out way later in life, but.
100%. And in high school, like I grew up in the hood. Like, check this out. I don't know if I told you. But in high school, everybody has a different program, like nursing or mechanic, business or whatever. So in my high school, there was a certain group of people who are not in a program. They're just there. Yeah. And I'm guessing that the school got some funds to make another program. It was called JFAST. JFAST? Yeah. So my high school name is David Starr Jordan High School. So it was known as Jordan. Yeah. And JFAST stands for Jordan Fast Food and Sports.
Oh shit.
So our field trip, first one, was to go to the Dodger stadiums and learn how to make hot dogs.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I swear to God, bro.
To make hot dogs?
To make hot dogs. These motherfuckers.
Did you guys learn how to make the best fucking hot dogs though?
Think about, hey, check this out. We never even went to the fucking field trip.
What?
We didn't even go, bro.
What?
Yeah. They were like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Dodger stadiums and learn how to make their foods, and then you're gonna blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So then I was just like, fuck, I'm in here. I might as well just go to Dodger Stadium. Fuck it. Yeah. We never even went, bro. But the fact that they were preparing us to work at fast food places. Yeah. No offense for anybody that's working there, but as far as for me, it felt low, just because that's what they thought of me. Yeah. And everybody else had nursing, art, business. Yeah. And I was just like, bro, this is kind of fucked up.
It is, bro. And you know what? The thing that I think is, I feel like schools are a lot like that. You know, like, they're kind of like preparing you to have a 9-to-5 job. So the thing that I've always thought about is that schools have always taught you to have a job that you're probably gonna, you know, be working every day, you know, kind of stuck. Just kind of like turning you into a machine almost. Because the way I see how, for example, the jobs that we've had, you know, manufacturing and all that, it seems a lot like school. You know, because like the way schools worked, the way they taught you certain things is like follow the rules, follow your boss. This is what you're supposed to do. Wake up and do it all over again, over and over again. And I feel like maybe in a way that's a reason why a lot of people don't think outside the box for like certain businesses, for starting up businesses and all that.
Yeah, and
same thing like that too. You know, always preparing you for jobs like fast food jobs. Like no offense.
No offense to people that work there. Like you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do.
But I never even had a chance. I haven't even stepped in there. You guys are already putting me in that category. Yeah. So then that's when I kind of felt like it's kind of fucked up. But at the same time, it woke me up to where like, fuck, like is this what they think about me? That's not gonna be me.
Yeah,
that's not gonna be me. I want to do more for myself.
Yeah, like, so these people aren't gonna dictate who or what I am, and what I'm gonna be in the future.
And for us, first generation immigrant parents, you know, like our parents are not born here.
Yeah.
So they always have the mentality, at least my parents did, where it's just find a good job, make sure it pays good, and stay.
Yep.
You know, nothing outside of the box, nothing about business, nothing about different avenues of making money, like nothing. So on top of school, we also had that drilled in our head.
Oh yeah.
And
it's not just for us. I'm pretty sure it's for a lot of like first generation immigrant kids that are here, because they're always taught. I mean, for example, you always hear the stereotype, and like it's a stereotype for like the Asian kids. You know, like they're like, oh, you gotta go to school to be a doctor. You gotta go to school to be something more successful that will make you a lot of money, support you for the rest of your life. You know?
Yeah, and some people, and a lot of people do follow that route, and it works out for them, like good for them, but there's a lot of people who struggle with themselves because of that, because they have to meet this standard that it was set for them.
Well, let me correct myself. I wouldn't say just the Asians.
No.
I would say it's like mostly, because now that I think about it, it's more wrong for me to say that way.
I feel like every culture has their own.
Every culture has their ways,
standards,
standards like that. But that was just kind of an example that I've heard of, you know. But like same thing too. You know, when I was first, like even when I wanted to do YouTube, bro, like, I mean, it's not a big thing now, but who knows? In the future, it might even be something bigger than what I can even think capable of right now. You know, but like my parents, they told me too. They're like, maybe you should find a passion that actually makes you money, or a passion that will actually support you for the rest of your life. And I feel like a lot of like immigrant kids that have parents that think that way are probably going through the same thing too. You know, like, hey, like I don't want to do that, like, you know. And that's where you see like a lot of like artists come out and a lot of like entrepreneurs come out. And that's the thing about nowadays, is I feel like there's so many opportunities for people to make their way through life that you can actually, you know, you have a lot of options for you to, you know, follow a passion.
Yeah, and it's hard, at least for us, because when we want to start something, we start from the ground up. We don't have anybody to give us guidance, like, hey son, you gotta get your tax ID number, you need to go and talk to these manufacturers, and this is how you do it, you need this minimum and this and that. We don't have anything. So for us to even fathom of thinking about starting something, it's hard.
It is.
Like, where the fuck do we start? You know, like, and for me, like, when I hit 24, 25, it kind of clicked, because between ages, since I started working maybe like 19 till 24, everything that I got paid, I was spend it like this, because growing up I was poor. Like I never had anything. Like hand-me-down underwears, bro. Underwear, like, come on, like, you couldn't buy me a pack, like underwear. I only had enough pants for the week. My brothers used to steal my clothes, and I used to get mad at them, because once they use it, I can't use it. I had to wash clothes, and like I barely had anything.
Hell yeah, bro.
And a lot of the new clothes that I would get was from the skate contest, because normally a skate contest, they do product toss. So they throw away shirts, boards, stickers, you name it, like they throw it all. And I'll get all my gear from them, like from them, and they would be fucking bag. They didn't even fit me. I would fucking wear it, just because I never had anything new like that.
Hell yeah.
So then, once I had money, I spent it all on clothes. I was looking good, bro. I had fresh everything. I was
Motherfucker was fresh as fuck.
Bro, I wanted to look how I always wanted to look.
Yeah.
But that wasn't responsible.
Yeah.
So once I hit 25, and you know, like working at this, I had a good job doing photography and learning marketing. It was kind of like, you know what, like, I want to do more. Like, how could I want to make my own skateboard. I want to do skateboarding. Like, that's what I want. I don't care how much I get. That's what I want. How do I do that? If they're not giving me the opportunity, how can I give that opportunity to myself?
Exactly.
So that's when I decided to make a skateboard company. And then I met this guy named Darren. He worked at the sister company. So we were furniture manufacturer, but we also had a lighting manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
And he worked for them, and he had a company called Lonely Teardrop.
Lonely Teardrop.
Yeah, and him and his brother made it, and it was a hat company.
Oh, okay.
And
like dead hats, all kinds of hats. Or
I
just
have no idea. I never really looked at any of his stuff.
Yeah.
But from what he told me was that he had this company called Lonely Teardrop, and they were trying to come up with a logo, and then it clicked. Yeah, you know how the LA logos are like that?
Yeah.
So instead of the A, it's a teardrop. So the teardrop has that point.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So it looked like LA,
yeah,
but it had that teardrop.
Yeah.
And that blew him up. So they were getting like sales. He was telling me that sales started coming in. A lot of the people that were buying from him was Polynesian because he was poly.
Yeah.
And they got huge support, and then they got eyes from Adidas.
Oh shit.
And Adidas sent them an offer and bought them out.
Oh fuck.
And then hired his brother. Now his brother works for Adidas. I don't know if now,
yeah,
but he works for Adidas, and he didn't. He went somewhere else, but he got paid.
Oh, okay.
So he was just telling me all his stories, and I was just like, dude, like, and I was just kept asking him questions because he was the only one I knew that I could talk about business.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yo, Darren, like, I want to do this, I want to do this. He was like, all right, you need to figure out tax ID, but sometimes you could go directly to the manufacturer. Hopefully they could hook you up.
Yeah.
He was like, Eugene, you have skateboarding connections. And I did. Like, I grew up with a lot of pretty well-known skaters.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, if you could get, like, whatever they're starting, let's say they're starting a clothing company, you go to this clothing manufacturer, like, yo, I could bring you this business here, and you can manufacture their clothes,
yeah,
and you'll be known for them, but you have to cut me a deal.
Oh, yeah.
And then they give me the discounts, the offers, and exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
So he started teaching me things, and that's when I started, like, learning, getting my own tax ID number, talking to manufacturing, negotiating.
Yeah.
And then I cashed out my phone and paid me my own skateboards.
Yeah.
And just that alone was a lot of homework, and it felt impossible.
Yeah.
And then I tell everybody that I meet, and I told you, like, bro, like, if you put in the time, like, go ahead. Like, I put in the time to learn how far I got.
Mm-hmm.
You could take it farther, but you have someone that you could ask questions.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important for people like us who wants to do something like YouTube or the podcast or whatever it is, you know?
Like, you have the support. The thing is, like, knowing connections, having connections is good because you have people to ask, you know, hey, I need help on how to do this. Can you teach me? And most people, if they see you have the passion for it, if they see that you know, you really want to do something like this, most people normally will help you out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's why I asked you, bro, about like photography and all that too. Like I saw how you learned about photography, and honestly, I'm all down to learn photography. Anything, I'm down to learn everything and anything I can.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know later on in life it could potentially be useful. You know, like I'm pretty sure all this about, you know, you having all these connections actually helped you out with your business you have now.
Yeah, it did. But it was more of intuition, you wanting it.
Yeah.
Like, my very close friend, his name is Robert Neal. He's pro for Primitive. He modeled for, not Gucci, what was the other one?
Louis?
Versace.
Oh, Versace.
He modeled for Versace. And
damn, so he's a pretty motherfucker?
hey, a lot of people think so. but me and Robert, we grew up together, man, and connection could only get you so far.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, bro, like, why are you working here? Like, you know this person, you know that person. I'm like, that doesn't matter. I'm like, that's them.
Mm-hmm.
That's them. Like, they can't give you a job.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, like.
It also, yeah, it's like you're right. It only has to do
It
so
only
far.
gets you so far. Like, it's your intuition, it's your idea. How do you bring it to life? Like, all right, like, how could we work around it? Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
So
Like, you're all your own people. You know,
mm-hmm.
you gotta show that. It's kind of like putting yourself out there for the world, bro. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's almost the same as like people who start YouTube channels or something. You know, it's like, sure, you start making videos, but if people don't find you interesting because you're not putting yourself out there, are they really gonna watch? Are they gonna be intrigued?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like in a way it's kind of the same thing, because your ideas are what makes you unique, and your way of thinking outside of the box is kind of
100%, bro.
Is what you need in order to fucking succeed or you know, follow your passions.
Yeah, so for people who don't know me, and this is your first time listening to me, I grew up in North Long Beach, Compton area. So my neighbor when I lived in Compton is Aramis Hudson, and his brother Ashton Hudson, Aaron Hudson, and his brother Ashton Hudson sold me my first skateboard. It was a DGK board, don't know the trucks, gold wheels, and Aramis Hudson, he's a really good skater. He got pretty big, so he was pretty well known as a skater because he's extremely talented.
Yeah.
But he was getting well known because he did videos with Baby Scumbag, Steven Fernandez.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know who Steven Fernandez is he was this little kid who would go around and do like pranks and like outrageous videos. Like he would go and skate with a diaper, and he was just this little kid being bad.
Yeah.
And he had videos with Mac Miller.
Damn, Mac Miller, bro?
Mac Miller, he was skating Mac Miller's house.
Oh shit.
And my friend Aramis Hudson would do videos with them.
Yeah.
So and that's how I got connected.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting Steven Fernandez for the first time. I think he lived, I don't know if it was Compton or it was by like Salt Lake Park. But he didn't live in a house.
Yeah.
He lived in an abandoned store, if that makes sense. Like, in order to get to his house, you had to go through an alley.
Yeah.
And then in the alley, you had to go through this gate. And then that gate was this door, and you walk in, you have a small kitchen, the fridge on the hallway, and you go in, there's one bedroom, but the bedroom isn't like this. Like, it was literally like an inch or maybe less than an inch of drywall.
Yeah.
Separating. There was no like the wall didn't even go all the way up to the roof.
Yeah.
Like there was gaps, like you could see in it.
Oh shit.
And then you keep walking down that same hallway. So the room's right here. You go down the hallway, and then it's like this living room, but you could see the storefront, like what the store looks like up front. But there's nothing there. It's just a bunch of like mess, like a hoarder. But in that room, that's where his parents lived.
Oh shit.
And his dad was like, something was wrong with him. I don't know what, but his mom was the one that was kind of like providing for him.
Yeah.
So he was legit poor. Like I was poor. Nah, he was on another level. Like he was struggling.
Yeah.
And this whole YouTube thing was just really good for him. And that's when I started being into like knowing like more famous people, or like at the time YouTubers were huge. He was becoming huge, and even though he had all this fame and all this stuff, like he was starting something, it never really affected me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was around these people, it did nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was kind of like, it was kind of clicking.
Yeah.
And my neighbor Aramis Hudson, he came out in the movie mid-90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I knew he looked familiar. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he came out in the movie mid-90s.
Yeah.
He came out in the music video, Rex, Orange County.
Oh, okay.
Sunflower.
Yeah, okay.
So he came out in that music video. I have a friend, very close friend, Robert Neal, like I mentioned before. I met Paul Rodriguez. I met a lot of pro skaters, and it didn't really, like, knowing all these people doesn't do anything for me unless I offer something on the table. Like it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's when I started thinking for myself, and then that's when reselling kind of came about. But yeah, so back to Airman Hudson. So when I was working at the product photography job, I kind of like moved away from Compton, started living in Long Beach, and we kind of like stopped talking. We always see each other at the skate park, but not really connected.
Yeah.
So I got a job, I have a car, I have a camera, I have all this stuff. I was like, that's when I started helping Steven Fernandez film his videos. If you saw his trick tip 3-flip at Howden Park, that was me.
That's the man behind the camera right there.
And then there's a day in the life where he starts off with ASAP Rocky in the train. If you go to the car scene, you can see half my head. That was me. And then he did a Burial Hill back 50 up a ledge at Salt Lake Park. I filmed that. So
I mean, in a way, you've been behind the scenes of a lot of things around these people that, you know.
And so Airman's Hudson, they were starting the Cabby Club.
Yeah.
It was him, it was Chema, it was Steven Fernandez, it was his brother, Hakeem Duckworth, and it was just a bunch of these like up and coming kids like starting something, Cabby Club. And my first time filming with them, like after like before Steven Fernandez, we were in Compton, Warning Skate Shop, Compton Skate Park, where we went to Warning Skate Shop for, I don't know for what reason, and we were leaving. So it was me, Ashton, and Hakeem, and Darrell. Darrell was there. And we're skating in front, and Aramis kind of like stayed behind. Aramis, the one that came out in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
He kind of stayed behind, and we were going to the skate park. And we passed like Douglas, and we were gonna hit the corner where the barber shop is at. And we're going to the skate park, and we hear Aramis just kind of like scream. And we were like, what the fuck? Not scream, but he was like yelling, like shouting.
Yeah, sure.
And he was yelling his brother's name. And then we all kind of like turned around. We're going, and it's this homeless guy. And big dude. Like at the time, we were probably like 5. I was the same height, but he was small, maybe like 110 pounds, like skinny kid.
Yeah.
And his bum is kind of like swinging on him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And this is my first time filming with him. And Aramis had a skateboard like this, had the trucks on his hand, and he was kind of like swinging at it, and the bum was like swinging. This guy's like 5'9", 230, like he was a big dude, bro. He was huge.
That motherfucker was fighting a whole ogre on like fucking.
Bro, he was fighting Shrek.
That motherfucker was fighting Shrek shit.
And then we all pulled up, and then his brother got the board, and with the metal trucks, he fucking smacked him in the face. Pow! Shit. And this was like broad daylight. There's cars, there's traffic, people are watching. He got smacked once, and then Aramis with the nose of his board smacked him up in the chin. And this guy was like, after that, he was done. He was like bleeding, and then he was kind of like walking away, and he was all talking shit. And I'm kind of like on the behind, like just trying to process everything.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
What the fuck? Like, it was like 9 in the morning, bro. Like it was early. We were like, I was like,
what the fuck is this shit? I just come outside and start my day with my fucking friend fighting a fucking bum right now, bro.
Bro, and we go to the skate park and we're all talking about it. And I'm like, damn, this is the shit they be dealing with in Compton or what? Like I was in Long Beach. I'm from Long Beach. I had some crazy shit, but. Yeah, like that was my first experience filming with them. Like I would skate with them before, but just at the skate park and like our neighborhood. But this was the first time, like after like years of reconnecting, like damn, like these guys are real.
Yeah, this shit's like some real shit right here.
Yeah, bro. And I was just, I don't know, like having those memories is cool.
Yeah, like something that, you know, speaking of like all your past connections you've had, you know, all the people you've met through, you know, knowing, you know, celebrities or, you know, famous skaters and all that. I got to thinking the other day too, you know, it's weird because I've never actually thought about it, but the connections that I used to have too, through other YouTube friends, I, you know, now, you know, kind of lost connection and, you know, we've moved on. I got to thinking, I'm like, you know what? I've known a lot of bigger people, but in the same way, like what has that done for me? A lot of them also, they've offered to help me out. Like help out as, shouting out, linking you to videos or whatever. And honestly, like, I've never liked that. I've never been that kind of person that's like, you know what? Yeah, help me out as much as you can, like, for me to get bigger. I've never been that kind of person because for me, I find more satisfaction and more like fulfilling of the soul when you did it by yourself. As hard as it may be, whether you have to go through all these trials and errors. Same way of you thinking how something we can't fathom is, probably looks impossible for us to even do. But it feels more fulfilling than having somebody else almost do it for you.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a memory just popped in. So when you said like people helping you out and like, oh, we'll shout you out and build you up or whatever. So there's this YouTuber called John Hill. I don't know if you heard of him.
I think
he was one of the first skater vloggers when vlogging was huge. He was one of the first skater vloggers, and he has a friend called Dale Decker. And I was at Silverado Skate Park. I'm always there early in the morning, and John Hill was there, and he was filming his vlog or whatever. And Dale Decker pulls up with the motorcycle. Pulls up, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like whatever. Like let him film his video. I'm gonna just keep doing my skating shit, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother him. And I was just overhearing their conversation. And this was before Dale Decker started doing YouTube videos.
Oh, okay.
And John Hill was pretty much telling him like, yeah, like Dale Decker, I think he was doing like Uber or like DoorDash or whatever. And Dale was like, John Hill was explaining to Dale like, yeah, like you're gonna get all these people, you're gonna have all these comments, don't worry about it, ignore them, just keep doing this and keep doing this, I'm gonna help you, you're gonna do videos with me here. He was explaining to him everything that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
As long as he did what he did, or he did
so follow the program that he followed, that he did. Basically.
Yeah, or do what he says.
Yeah.
And he did, and he started doing vlogs, and John Hill started connecting them and like videos and collaborations, and now Dale Decker's he's not pretty big, but he's pretty well known within the YouTube skater world.
Yeah. So
I think he has a sponsorship or a partnership with CCS skateboards.
Okay.
And if you go on YouTube or CCS, you'll see him there.
Yeah.
But the fact is that John Hill brought him up, and he is who he is today. But he will forever be known as, oh, that's John Hill's friend. Oh, he came up with John Hill.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I understand where you're coming from. Where you're just like, I want to make it on my own.
Yeah. One thing that also kind of like bugged me a little bit. So this group of friends, they always used to kind of like worship the guy that was in the group, the main guy that would shout them out or help, who he, was helping bring them up. And in a way, I kind of thought, okay, it's cool for a group of friends, but I also don't want to be known as,
or you're so
this person. Yeah, you're this person's friend. Because to me, that's not something I want. I want to be known for the shit that I do. I don't want to be known for being this person's friend or knowing this person or that person. I want to be the one that's like, yeah, I did this shit myself. Know me for the shit that I've done, the shit that I have. Whether it's a brand that I've started up, like it's not me, it's not this person's friend's friend. It's like that person. To me, it's like more of like that person made his mark. And in the other ways, it's like, now you will, like you said, you'll forever be known as that person's friend, and you won't get the recognition for your hard work as much as you doing it for yourself.
Yeah, and there was a moment where Robert Neal wanted to do YouTube videos, or we were doing it. We were doing it consistently, back to back. we were getting like 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 30,000 views. And honestly, like, we would have kept going, we would have blown up.
Yeah.
But consistency, that's where I'm getting at. Consistency is the key, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta continue on doing, whether you get 1 view, 2 views, like whatever, is continue on doing it. It'll pick up. That's with everything. Yeah, like
that's the problem I have, bro.
Yeah, and it's hard, bro.
It is.
We have life, we have bills, we have stress, we have so much thing that's going on with our life that kind of prevents us from continuing on doing it.
Puts a pause on that shit sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
and that's
sometimes you do. You know, if it's mental health, you gotta take care of that shit first, bro. Because mentally, you can get drained so much, and it's like, it's hard, bro. It's hard sometimes.
It is really hard, and consistency goes with everything. Business, sports, whatever you're trying to achieve, consistency is the key. Kind of like at work where we met. Yeah. I started from the bottom. You were higher up than me. Yeah. I would do endless amount of overtime to get to where you're at, and I finally did. And then I got one step further just because I was consistent. I was thirsty. I needed this. I didn't want it. I needed this. Yeah. And got the recognition and climbing up the ladder. And same for work. Like anything, like whatever you want to do is just consistency. Like gym, like you want a better body, it's consistent. You want to diet, it's consistency.
Yeah, it's all consistency. Everything is based around consistency. You're right. It's true on all that, bro. Yeah,
it really is. Kind of like reselling. Like, for those who don't know, I resell. It is
the king of reselling.
It is consistency, learning, doing homework, doing research. You really got to be obsessed with whatever you're trying to be good at. Exactly. I would get in countless arguments with my significant other, and it was all because she looked at it as being obsessed.
Yeah.
And to me, I took that not very well because I'm a good skateboarder. And I didn't become a good skateboarder because I only did it once a week, twice a week. No, I was at the skate park 7 a.m. every fucking weekend, and I didn't go home till 8 p.m. I was there all fucking day, skating, getting hurt, eating shit. I was there, and I was skate after school, Monday through Friday, and then I remember telling her, I was just like, if she would have met me how committed I was with skateboarding, she wouldn't have wanted me.
Exactly.
And that goes with everything, like this podcast, like whatever you're trying to achieve, you just gotta eat, sleep, drink, think, everything about it.
That's how I used to be too, I used to be super obsessed with YouTube, bro. Super obsessed with it. Every day I was writing, every day I was brainstorming, every day I was I would watch YouTube videos from morning to night, studying how they work, how people make their videos, how, editing videos. I used to watch editing videos all the fucking time because I wanted to be the best at editing my videos. And it was, you're right, consistency, it's kind of in like being super obsessive over all these things that...
Obsession, bro. That's how Mr. Beast, like if you watch his podcast or hear his podcast with Joe Rogan, he's talking about, he counted how many seconds it took for them to go to the next scene, what angle they use, how they looked, the way their audio sounded. Like, he went into fucking detail, and on top of that, he had, I think, a friend of like 3 other friends, and they had a group chat, and they were just talking about and nerding out of how editing works and how to capture people's attention.
Exactly, bro.
It's being that obsessive, bro.
Exactly. And that's how I was, bro, because like I remember I was so obsessed at a point where anything I would look at, it would either be, if I look at it at this angle, that would be perfect for a picture. Or if I look at it at this angle, that would be perfect for a picture. Or if moments were happening, I'm like, holy shit, if I record this shit right now, that would look perfect for this kind of scene that I'm trying to give off. And I feel like that's like how a lot of like successful directors, photographers, they, it's kind of obsessive to where that's how you see life now at that point. Where it's like, everything is a camera angle, everything is, the lighting is perfect here. this scene right here, you know, this area, the vibe, it would be perfect for a scene for this type of thing, this type of movie. And it'll always spark your ideas for videos, you know. And that's how I used to be, bro, because I would look at things, I'm like, I just have a whole skit right now that I could do right now.
Yeah.
I have a whole skit right now that I could do. And, you know, I used to be obsessive to the point where I would have my camera with me 24/7. Everywhere I went, I'd have my backpack with me. Because I didn't want to miss those moments, you know. I didn't want to be like, oh shit, I should have had my camera. I should have had my camera. Or, oh, shit, I got my tripod. Fuck, you know what? Let me record a quick little video, 30-second video. Maybe I could use it later on or whatever, you know. And you're right, like that super obsessive stuff is really kind of, it's something that you need in order for you to
be successful in whatever you
whatever
want. Like,
need. Yeah.
even skateboarding as a skater, being so obsessed with like stairs, rails, ledges, gaps, you don't see the street the same no more. Sometimes I'm walking up the stairs and I'm just like, damn, like this is a nice set of stairs I could do this trick on, man. Or I look at this ledge, I'm like, damn. And then people look at me weird. I'm over here touching the rails. I'm like,
you're over here all fucking sexualizing.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
like,
slide down you, baby.
I'm trying. But people look at me crazy, but they just don't understand. They just don't see what I see. And it's the same thing for whatever you're doing. Like if you're looking at a YouTube video, you're kind of like, damn, what camera did they use? Let me go to the description or whatever. Let me see what they have.
Like you go into super detail.
How do they do that? How do they edit that? Let me Google fast transitions.
Yeah, fast transition.
Let me Google this. Like it just grows.
It does, and it does. It's just like, and it's like a rabbit hole, bro. Like you go in and just keep going and going and going. One thing leads you to another, and it sparks your interest for another thing. You're like, oh shit, all this camera work, but now the sound. Oh, sound engineering. You go into sound engineering. You start listening to all this other shit, and yeah, bro. Like you too, you know, like fucking checking out the stairs. You know, like damn, that stairs are looking kind of fine right now for me to skate down. You know, fucking, I'd be the same way with fucking like recording anything. Bro, I'd be like,
I'm over here using the DSLR, right? And somebody passes by and they have a mirrorless camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? The mirrorless cameras just came out. And like, what is it? Why is this so small?
Yeah.
But why does it shoot 4K?
Hell yeah.
Like, what the hell? Oh, you could add an adapter and add Canon red lenses on it?
Hell yeah.
What are you talking about?
Right?
And then you look into it. And then you're
yeah.
like, wow, but it's so lightweight. Oh, wait, you could use a gimbal? Holy shit, you can use a fucking gimbal.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now from there, it's like, now there's gimbals
you could shoot side to side on a DSLR camera that's mirrorless that doesn't give you the jello effect.
Yep.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this mirrorless camera could zoom in like a camcorder? What the fuck?
Yep.
You know, and then it's just like, go into it, bro.
You just go into it, bro.
And then you look at all these sorts of cameras, and now you're thinking about this, now you're thinking about that, the possibilities of what you can, what can you do.
I swear to God, bro, if I had the money back then, like, if I had all a fucking unlimited amount of money, I guarantee you, all that shit I fucking went looking for, I probably would have bought all that motherfucking shit.
Oh, 100%.
I would have had a whole fucking storage unit full of camera equipment, fucking lenses. You know, I'd buy all these kinds of fucking softwares to edit videos, sound engineering, a whole bunch of fucking microphones, all that shit. Like, yeah, motherfuckers, I know I don't got the best sound for the fucking podcast right now, but trust me, I've been obsessing over fucking sound and everything too, you know?
No, 100%. And you'll get there, bro. And the thing is, like, the more, like, you're going to find your audience and they're going to like what you're doing now. And then the moment you start upgrading, it changes the vibe. Maybe they do like this echo sound. Maybe they do like this vibe or whatever it is. You know?
Maybe they like that kind of sound like, oh, we're all hanging out in the same room together, man.
Yeah.
Because when you're hanging out in a room, you know, you hear the echo. I hear the echo. You know, you hear the fucking sounds of the world around us. Like, you know, I hope you guys like it.
So, all right, let me ask you this. How were you in high school?
How was I in high school? Like, personality-wise?
Yeah.
I think, you know, this just turned into a podcast about you turned into the host for a second. But no, I used to be, I used to keep to myself a lot. I was mostly a people watcher. So I liked seeing the world in a different way than a normal person would, you know? And I liked seeing shit from angles that people didn't really like seeing the world in. You know, everybody, to me, high school was like a black and white picture, you know, and I wanted to add color to my black and white pictures.
Damn.
You know? Like,
calm down, Mr. Physiological.
We're fucking
philosopher head ass.
You're like, what the fuck? Alex, what kind of shit
this guy said a black and white, I'm trying to add some little color. Damn. Bro, that was smooth. Alright, continue on.
Like, but for real, bro, like, to me the world was like a black and white picture.
So did you see people like, I don't know how your high school, but I'm just assuming you had your jogs, your cheerleaders, or whatever, and you're kind of like, that's fucking lame. Like, y'all.
Honestly, I did think that, bro. Like there would be moments where I'm like, fuck, the popular kids, you know, that's cool. But at the same time, I'm like, what are they gonna be outside of here? Like, I thought about it as like, this is not that big of a deal. High school is not this, you know. And everybody was, you know, when you're in high school, people obsess over, you know, who the popular kids are. If you're a nerd, you better be hanging out with nerds and not, you know, like you have your separate groups of people, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, all of that stuff was all the same. It's all the same to me. It was all the same to me, and I wanted to see the world in a way where, like, instead of being black and white pictures, exactly, like, I wanted more color in it, and like I wanted to add my own.
Mm-hmm. So you weren't popular.
I was not a popular kid, bro. Like,
were you good looking?
I would not say I was a good looking kid, bro. Like, ever since, I would say when I first got back here, I looked like a skinny ass lesbian, bro. Like, like, I looked like a skinny lesbian. And I was
so
like,
you was getting no play.
No play.
No girlfriend.
For one, in a way, I didn't care for it.
You were just doing your own shit.
I was doing my own thing, bro. Like, I wanted out of high school, bro.
Really?
I wanted out of high school. My goal was just to graduate and fucking start my life, bro. High school was just the only thing standing between me and starting my life.
That's crazy, because I had the complete opposite,
Yeah?
bro. Yeah. For me, high school was like, alright, this is where I'm good at.
Yeah.
Like, I was skinny as hell, short. I was always the shortest person. The most I weighed was 115, maybe 120.
Yeah.
Skinny ass kid, size 28 pants.
Yeah.
Like, skinny. I would say I was pretty popular. I wouldn't say I was the popular kid,
Mm-hmm.
but my sophomore year, because the way my high school went was, since there were so many people where I lived, they had to separate the freshmen from the sophomore, juniors, and seniors, because there was just so many. So we had our freshman academy, and once you done with that, you go to the regular high school.
Oh, okay.
So I was a sophomore hanging out with a bunch of seniors at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, really, like, I would get along with them, and just that's just who I was. So a lot of people knew who I was, and they were like, damn, you like hanging out with all these older kids, you're cool. And I'm like, bro, like, not that I'm trying to be cool or anything, but I just hang out with them.
Yeah. Sometimes you just connect with people of different ages, bro. It's like, it's weird because I had friends that were younger than me too,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like, the way we connected was different. You know, it was like, it was weird. You just have those weird connections with people.
And when you said like, yeah, I didn't get no play in high school, but at the same time I did not care.
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking cared. I was just like, man, I'm trying to get booed up. Or my girl at, I'm trying to Valentine's Day.
I'm trying to have these. Like, don't get me wrong. At times I did think about it, you know. Like, I mean, because the thing is, when I first got here, I didn't want to get to know people. Like, I was one of those people that, fuck everybody else, I'm doing my shit, but at the same time I missed out on meeting, you know, some cool people that I never really got to talk to, you know. And later on I got to meet them, like, outside of, you know, school and everything. They turned out to be really cool people and shit. But like, the whole time I was there, I never cared for joining groups, joining anything like that. I was like, you know what, high school is gay, and I'm gonna go fucking live my fucking life. Cause
nothing wrong with gay people.
Nothing wrong with gay people. We love gay people. just so you guys know, okay? We love gay people, you know? We make these jokes, but you guys know we're not fucking, you know, we don't get no sensitive motherfuckers. But at the same time, we gotta watch out some shit we say, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
so at least for me, like my high school experience was different. Nobody cared about the football team or the jocks because our high school sucked. So if you're in the team, you're lame, you're a loser. Like you're whack, bro. You're not even good. Why are you gonna be in the team? Cheerleaders, like who the fuck are you cheering? The other team? Like they're gonna fucking lose. So they were fucking losers. Like you're in there, we would laugh at them.
Yeah.
And at the time, like shuffling was coming up.
Oh shit.
And
so dancers were fucking popping off at school.
Yeah. So there was this shuffle crew called NBK, Nocturnal Bass Crew.
Oh shit.
And they ended up getting like 1 million followers because they're. You see, like you only remember the good crew and the other crew, like you don't remember. I forgot their name. Yeah. But they blew up. They got 1 million in views in YouTube. This one, YouTube was like coming up.
Yeah.
Back in like 09, 10, 11, around there. And it was blowing up, and they blew up, and they're like, damn, these guys are famous. But shuffling was big, and then like electronic music was big, and so the dancers were the popular ones, and then everybody else, they were just normal. But if you were in the team or whatever, y'all were losers. But my whole high school experience, not one relationship.
Yeah.
From like freshman to senior year, nothing. So then I used to have the lowest self-esteem, lowest confidence, because I was just like, damn, like I'm ugly, huh? Like,
bro, damn. I thought the same thing, bro. Like even though I didn't care about motherfuckers at school, like low key, I'm like, damn, man, no girls are hitting me up, bro. When I try to hit them up, it's like, nah, fuck you. I'm like, all right, cool. But like, no, I get what you mean too, you know.
Like,
low self-esteem sucks, bro.
And then when the ugly kid that I thought was ugly got a girlfriend, I was just like, damn.
He said, damn.
How does he got her?
He was like, this motherfucker, man, what the fuck is wrong with me, bro?
I'm uglier than him?
I'm uglier than that motherfucker?
But I feel like it was just because I was really immature in high school, but then after high school, like going to college and knowing that all the popular shit in high school doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it didn't.
Doesn't fucking matter. You're in fucking college, no one gives a fuck about you. You're just there and that was it.
Yeah.
Because when I went to college, I was like, man, alright, I'm gonna do the same shit. I'm gonna talk to people. Yeah, it's gonna be a cool experience. It was not. I hated college. Like, I was like, why the fuck do I need to take biology when I want to become a fucking... at the time, I wanted to be a police officer.
Yeah.
So I was like, criminal justice or whatever. Why do I need to take fucking biology? It's fucking stupid. I'm wasting my fucking time. So then, I started gaining confidence once I started gaining weight. So I went from 120 to 130, 135. Once when I was 140, that's when I was like, okay, all right. And then I started dressing nice, buying me all these clothes, and then there was people who I went to high school who never really gave me a chance, started hitting me up.
Yeah.
And alright, so I remember there was this one girl, right? So I'm not gonna say her name, but if
bitch or not?
Huh?
Bitch or not?
What?
Like, was she a bitch to you or not?
At the time, no, but alright, so check it, right? So Metro PCS is like coming up, right?
Yeah.
I could finally afford my own phone.
Yeah.
$25 plan, unlimited text, whatever it is, bro. It was before touchscreen. It was the fucking clickety-clack keyboard
like a
shit.
BlackBerry, bro.
No, I wasn't even that.
No, bro. Well, that's what BlackBerries were the fucking top game, bro. Like,
BlackBerries
were the iPhones back then.
Sidekick.
Yep. If you had one of those, you were cool.
Yeah, but I didn't have that. I had a Metro one that just like slid up.
Yeah.
So their service was so bad that sometimes I will text a person and they won't get it till like an hour, 2 hours later.
Oh fuck no.
So let's take it back. High school.
Yeah.
So me and her, we've always been cool. I had a school after school because I was behind credits. So, and she did too. And she would text me like, hey, you mind walking me home? I'm like, all right. I could tell that you're interested. Like, why not? Like, you're a cool friend. Like, if it develops into anything, like, I'm down.
Hell yeah.
So I would start walking her to her house, and her house is the opposite direction where I live. So, it showed that I had some interest, right?
Yeah.
And then there was this one day where we're walking by, right? And she gives me like, really, Jean? What the fuck? And I was just kind of like in front of my friends. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then she was like, whatever, you're a fucking asshole.
What?
Walking. And I was so fucking confused. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
I get fucking home. That's like 2 hours later. I get her message. Boom, like, hey, I got out of class early. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
So we could walk together back. And I was just like, damn. So she waited for me, got out early. And I just kept walking. I was like, damn, no wonder she said that shit.
Yeah.
But then I texted her like, hey, I got your text message playing. I'm so sorry. She did not care. Didn't believe me.
What?
Right?
Fuck.
All right. So fast forward, bro. 2 years, like a year, 2 years later, right? I'm looking good. Like I got a job. I'm like
fresh as Jean walking the streets.
Yes. Fast forward 2 years later, right? Or a year or two.
Yeah.
I'm looking nice. I have a car. I had an 88 Toyota Corolla or Camry. One of the two. 88.
Toyota.
It was a bucket, but I had a car, right? And we're connecting again. We're hitting it off. And at the time, I was making $8 an hour. So my paycheck every 2 weeks would be $410.
Fuck.
Right?
Yeah. Fuck.
So you know what? Like, we're hitting it off. I'm like, hey, let me take you out to eat. Go to Olive Garden. Now, a lot of people think like Olive Garden now is like trash, which is low key.
Yeah.
It is. But at the time, from immigrant parents and like not going out, not even to McDonald's, that's a 5-star restaurant.
You know what my 5-star restaurant was? Carl's Jr., bro.
Carl's is expensive now, bro. That shit.
Fuck yeah, it is, bro. But you know what? I'm an adult now, adult money.
That's what I'm
Get me
saying.
one of those double Western bacon cheeseburgers, bro.
Fire.
And you know what? Now they have the triple Western bacon cheeseburger.
I can't handle all that meat.
Bro.
That's too much meat, dog.
Don't even say shit to me, bro. I'll obliterate that fucking burger, bro. Fucking. So yeah, Carl's Jr., if you guys want to sponsor me, you know, I love Carl's Jr. I grew up on you guys. All this shit was from you guys. I love you.
So I hit her up, bro. Treat you out to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. I'm gonna spend like $40, $50 on her. She's gonna know that I'm interested or whatever, right? And we set a date or whatever. So I got all ready. I'm like, alright. Hit her up, like, hey.
Don't tell me she did the same shit to you,
bro. I hit her up. I'm like, hey, I'm ready. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll head over.
Yeah.
No reply. I was like, alright, maybe she's getting ready.
Yeah.
20 minutes go by. I was like, hey, are you getting my messages? I was like, alright, maybe I'm just being too needy, or maybe like I'm getting.
He's like, maybe I need to back up a little bit.
40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Pass. I'm like, alright, I'm not tripping. It's 40 minutes. She hasn't. What if something bad happened? Let me call her.
Yeah.
Call. Nothing.
What?
I was like, let me move over here. Maybe she's not getting my reception.
The signal's not good.
Nothing. I'm like, damn. This bitch did me dirty. Bro, 2 hours later, I'm like, wow, like she held on to that fucking grudge for 2 years, bro.
Holy shit.
2 fucking years.
She said, you know what, motherfucker? I'm gonna do the same shit to you.
I was just like, well, for one, I didn't mean it. She didn't believe me.
Yeah.
But 2 fucking years, and I was just like, so we've been talking for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And she already fucking planned that she was gonna do this shit to me, bro.
Exactly.
So then I was just like, damn, like.
Bro, she was probably having the time of her fucking life.
I don't know what the fuck she was doing.
She was fucking, this motherfucker, man. Look at that. Look at that.
I was
fucking
just,
do me wrong, bitch. I'm gonna do the same thing to you.
I was so fucking flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, she held that shit on.
She fucking checkmated your ass, bro.
She did, bro. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, alright.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
But yeah, bro, 2 years, bro. She did that
2 years
shit.
she held on to that shit.
But you know what? She missed out on.
She missed out on the fucking businessman that we got now.
Hey. I don't know what she's doing in her life, but it ain't this.
Oh shit, bro. Yeah,
I don't know what she doing, but it ain't this. It ain't this.
You see that shit? You missed out, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
You could have got some good ass Olive Garden.
Hey.
And some good ass fucking Mexican right here too.
Half
Mexican. Half Mexican right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, she definitely missed out on this fucking thing right here.
So how old were you when you came back?
Came back from
Mexico?
From Beanerland.
The motherland?
The motherland. I was about 17.
17.
17 at the time.
So, yeah, any relationships in Mexico?
So I had one
Ooh.
prior to that.
Ooh.
So at that time, that relationship was my longest relationship.
Yeah.
I was in that relationship for about 3 months before I got hit with the paperwork. So my plan was I already had a whole plan to stay out in Mexico. I did
Park?
Zacatecas.
Damn.
Shout out to all my Zacatecanos out there.
In the hood.
Hell yeah,
In the
bro.
trenches.
I fucking grew up in the desert, bro. That motherfucker's the desert. Like the fucking town that I grew up in, bro.
That shit was
like,
Tooele? How do you say it?
Tula? Yeah. No, that shit was the fucking Nephi, bro. The fucking sand dunes and shit. I fucking that Aladdin skit I did, bro. That was my real life, bro. That was fucking.
Damn, so there was nothing out there.
There was like nothing, bro. Like
dry as air.
I looked up the population the other day, bro. Guess what the population is?
Where you lived at?
Where I lived at.
500?
A little bit more than that.
A little bit. So everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody, but the population back then was like 700. Now it's like 1,500. So it's a small ass town, and that's 2 towns, bro. 2 towns put together.
Oh shit!
That's 2 towns put together.
In the desert.
In the desert, bro.
All right. So you meet this girl, right?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was about
16.
16.
16. And at this point, you knew English.
Oh, I knew all the English, bro.
Okay, she didn't.
She knew.
Not like
the
you,
school
though.
grade. Not like me, but
Not like you,
Like
so
they
you-
have the school, which is like the fucking first grade.
But they didn't have the lingo and all that.
Oh, hell no.
Alright, so you was pulling. You came out with the shoddy.
How's so shabby? It was like, what's your name? They'd be like, oh, Dios mío, hablas English? You speak English? I was like, hell yeah. Like, so I did get hit up with some girls,
Yeah.
but mostly because they knew I was from the States. So it's mostly, if you're associated from the States, they're like, oh, an American.
Automatic.
Yeah, they're like, American? I like that. English? Kinda hot. So, yeah, when I was out there, there were girls that would be like, oh, so you're from the States. I'm like, oh,
She was your age?
So, yeah, I actually met her in school, bro. We were in the same class together. So the thing about out there when you
High school?
Yeah.
How do you say high school?
Preparatoria.
Damn, I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah, well, we were back in high school, bro. La prepa. We
The
call it
prepa day.
prepa
Hey,
bro.
y'all had the whole uniform? and
Yeah,
shit?
bro, with the whole ass. I fucking hated that shit, bro. Like,
It would be hot as fuck.
fuck yeah, bro. Fucking, you gotta wear like dress shoes because you can't wear like.
Ain't no
sneakers
lunch
and
ladies
shit.
in there, huh?
Huh?
No lunch ladies or nothing? You have to
Nah,
be
bro,
your-
you got the pinche taqueros and shit, fucking.
Damn, that's low-key lit, though.
Yeah, it is, bro.
That's
It was
low-key
pretty
lit, bro.
But low-key, I was a little suspicious of this taquero, though, because dogs kept disappearing, bro. Like, we had rogue dogs just walking around.
Hey, but if it's bomb, bro, you don't question that
Hell
shit.
yeah,
Like
right.
orange chicken, I don't know if that ain't chicken, bro.
Like, I don't know, that ain't chicken, bro.
That
Like,
shit good, though.
that's some different kind of chicken, bro.
That could be fucking donkey ass, and
Hell
I'll still
yeah.
eat that
Fuck-
shit.
Fuck yeah. Like, hey, it's Chinese food right now, too.
So you met her at Preparatoria.
At Preparatoria, bro. So,
Right.
she actually
uniformed up.
uniformed up. So the thing about school out there is that when you're in school out there, you have, so it's kind of like when you're in elementary here. You know how you have the same classroom for that whole year?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that, but throughout the whole year of high school.
Oh, good. Plus you guys were small.
Yeah, so we were a small class.
Damn. So you had her whole year.
So I knew her for about the first year. She was a friend for about a year and a half, and then at some point, you know, there was some attraction. You know, I was like, you know what, she's kind of cool, she's cute, you know. So I started getting at her, and one thing led to another. You know, she ended up.
Did you spit your game in English or in Spanish?
No, it was all Spanish, bro. It was all
Damn.
Spanish.
Hey, let me know something. Let me
So
know
something?
Let me know
Yeah.
something. Let me know something. Let's say my name is Jessica, right? And you see me at the preparatoria. Now I'm bad. I'm like Ariana Grande, but Mexican, little dark skin, with blonde hair.
Yeah.
And I can sing.
We want to spit some
Go ahead. All right.
Hey, Jessica. ¿Por qué Me estoy...
I'm wet. I'm wet, bro.
Alright, bro.
Shit.
That's all you gotta do, bro. You just stutter a little bit. Te ves muy bien.
Alright, do you have a pickup line in Spanish?
A pickup line in Spanish?
Yeah, like something slick, something smooth.
Slick. Fuck, man. I don't know. Normally I would just come up with them on the spot if I did have any. But like, I know a lot of dumbass pickup lines, you know, like...
In Spanish?
Yeah.
Alright, let me hear
like,
some.
Oye, mija, quiero hacerles por el pan, para venir a pasar a agarrarte.
Damn! Bro, if my Spanish was fluent enough, I'll be saying shit, but I'll be butchering, fucking flipping words backwards and stuff like that.
I'll teach you, bro, I'll teach you. I'll teach you to speak that game in Spanish. El amor de mi vida. Fucking hot telenovela and shit. ¿Por qué?
So you met her, spit your game in Spanish.
Yeah, so, actually, so me and her were actually pretty close friends, bro. So the game was like, you know, just was naturally already there. And, yeah, bro, like, we just started hanging out, and then we just started dating eventually, bro. Like, I asked her to be my girl, and yeah.
And then you got hit, like, I'm going back to the States?
Yeah, and then I got hit with that, I'm going back to the States. And for a while, I was like,
yo.
Man. I thought about doing the long distance thing for a while. But then I thought about it, because I'm like, when is it going to be the next time that I come out here? It's probably not going to be soon. So me and her talked about it, you know, I was like, hey, so this is what's going on. I'm like, I have no choice. I actually have to go back because, you know, they give you a limited time for you to cross the border before your shit is thrown out the window again. So I was like, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, I don't know if you want to try the long distance thing or if we should just, you know, call it good. So we both came to an equal understanding, you know, we call it good, but we stayed pretty close friends, you know, we still talked and all this shit. I've talked to her a few times here and there, but mostly to congratulate her on her finishing school for being a doctor.
Damn.
She went to school to be a doctor, bro. So her and one of my best friends from Mexico are both doctors, bro.
That's crazy.
It's fucking, and honestly, like, congratulations to both those two. You know, they're like even though I dated her, she's still one of my friends. You know, and I still see her as like, hell yeah, my friend is succeeding. You know, and you know, it's cool to see that shit.
Hell yeah,
it's cool to see that shit. Like even though, you know, our lives took us to different ways. You know, it's still cool to see people, you know, grow and be more than what they plan to be.
Alright.
Yeah,
that's cool. Check out my story though.
Alright,
similar but not similar.
Okay.
I go to El Salvador, right? Boom.
Yeah.
There's this girl, she's a maid for my mom. My mom has her house there. And she's 20, I'm 15. I thought myself ugly, I had pimples. At the time I was growing my hair, I had my curls or my waves or whatever it was. Skater guy, skinny pants, all that shit, right?
So out there you was like the surfer dude.
Yeah. But Americanized, so
yeah.
So I didn't dress how everybody there was dressing.
Yeah.
Because everybody there was like shorts and like sandals and shit. Like it's tropical.
Yeah,
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's very humid, and I was the one with the jeans and the shirt and the hair.
Yeah.
So then, all right, so.
Oh, el exótico.
So I was there for a whole month and a half, bro.
Yeah.
I was there for a hot ass minute, and I could tell that she was feeling me.
Yeah.
At 15. And she was 20 years old, no kid. I'm like, she was cute. So then I started flirting with her, right? Yeah. But the best that I could, because my Spanish is broken, so I tried whatever I could, right?
Yeah.
But I knew, like, no matter what I said, she was gonna like me.
Yeah.
Because I'm American, bro. Like, like, I fucking knew it. So, and everybody kind of saw it too. And everybody was kind of like pushing for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it, like, she's 20. Messing with a 15-year-old, like, you're a pedo. You're a pedo. Yeah. But anyway, so there was one time we were at the beach, and it's just me, her, and I was like, you know what, like, I need to start doing some moves. Alright, some moves over her, right? And I picked her up, and we're fucking spinning in the water,
Damn, so fucking romantic. You had a whole ass telenovela moment.
Hey, dog, I don't know what I was in, but I was doing it.
Well, yeah.
So then I was fucking spinning her and like just like playing with her, and communication was hard. Like she was kept asking me like, do you see celebrities out in California? Like if I would see them every day. She's like, have you seen this person, this person? I'm like, I don't know who the fuck those are. Like she was telling me Spanish artists.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
She was like, I don't know.
But her thought of America was just so saturated because of what the movie showed.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people are out there, bro. They think the U.S. is like this great big fucking movie making place, like especially California.
Money.
Yeah, money every day.
Nice cars.
Yeah,
it ain't like that.
It ain't.
And so we were just flirting, whatever. And I come back to the States, right?
Yeah.
And she calls me.
Damn, she called you on the phone?
Well, because she's my mom's maid, so she's always calling my mom.
Oh shit.
And at the time, those were house phones were a thing.
Yeah.
So she'll call the house phone, and then I would pick up because I didn't have caller ID, so I would just pick up, and it would be her. It would be so fucking awkward, bro. Because for me, I was like, all right, like that was cool. Like we didn't kiss or anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that was just a Salvador shit. Like I'm in the U.S. I'm in my U.S. life now.
Yeah,
and she would call me and be like, trying to like have something, right? And I was not with it, bro. I was just like, I can't. How am I gonna date somebody from El Salvador? That was like a million miles away. Like, I'm good.
You're like, fuck that. That's too far.
That's way too far. So I kind of like just kept shit short, and she kind of got the hint, and that was it, right?
Yeah.
Crazy part, right? Fast forward, maybe. All right, so maybe I was 15. Fast forward 10 years.
Yeah.
My uncle. My uncle, bro. All right, so his second divorce.
Oh, hell no.
Bro, his second divorce, bro. Like, he has kids here, he has kids there. And he goes to El Salvador, bro. And she's there, right? She's still the maid.
Yeah.
She has a kid now. And she's single. Like, the guy, like, went to the U.S., said that she was going to bring him over. He ended up finding somebody else and, like, cutting ties. Doesn't talk to her. My uncle goes in like a fucking...
He came in like a smooth motherfucker.
Like, he was a fucking vulture. You know, they're fucking scavengers.
Oh, yeah.
So he came here like...
He had that fucking lotion on his hands and everything.
Yeah, he was fiending.
Smacking his lip. He saw the meal and he's like, oh, I'm going for it.
And she was thirsty. She wanted to come to the U.S. so bad. So, boom, they clicked up.
Yeah.
My uncle's, at the time, he was 45 and she was like 30. 15-year gap, bro. 15 years. This motherfucker's on dialysis. His motherfucker's on literally dialysis, bro. Like, his kidneys are like done, bro. So then I was just like, I was hearing shit like the family was talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's weird or whatever. He comes back to the States, crosses her over, bro. And then she's in Texas or whatever. And then they come to Utah. And they're together. They have a kid together now. And family parties are so fucking... Like, that side of the family, I say that side because I don't really like talk to them like that, but that side of the family, it's fucking weird. Like, I go there and she's there with the kid or whatever. She tries to say hi to me. I'm like,
you're like, hey, you're my tia now. I can't talk to you.
Nah, fuck that. She's like,
she's like,
fuck that. I'm like, hell no. Like, get your nasty ass over there. Like, I know you fucking dirty ass. Like, you only came here sucking dialysis dick just for some papers. Like, like, hey, do what you gotta do, but like, I'm good. And that goes for my uncle with his nasty ass too, bro. Giving her that dialysis dick.
He's like, my dick don't work, but look, here you go, suck on it. I'll bring you to the States.
Bro, I was just like,
suck the bad shit out of my wiener.
But
she was the dialysis,
but she was hopping from family, remember? No, before that she was trying to get out my cousin. Before that was the other cousin.
Bro, she was trying to be a family heirloom.
Bro, she was just trying to get the paper, bro. She was thirsty for it. But hey, That shit was crazy.
That's the hot potato of the family.
That was the hot potato, bro.
Okay.
And she wasn't fucking with that one. Hey, that's beyond me.
That's
beyond me. They do whatever they do, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, but crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, dog.
That's some crazy shit, bro.
I got way more shit, but it's getting late.
It's getting late. We're running out of time, and we will have Gene back on this podcast for sure.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
I got so much shit to say. Like, I feel like we both have been through so much shit. Like, we could continue on going.
Oh, we can go on for days, bro.
And if you guys have any recommendation, like, yo, I'm trying to find out what Alex do, this and this and that, or what Gene, like, where you been at? What do you think about this? Like, just let us know. Like, write it in the comments.
You know, you guys can always DM me. I have the email that I will be posting down below for you guys to send any articles, ideas, any suggestions, questions, anything that you guys want to send. I will have it down in
credit card information, social
your phone numbers for my boy Gene.
I don't need phone numbers, you know. I need credit cards.
Oh shit. Yeah, if you guys want to hand and give us money, I'm okay with that. If there's a sugar mama out there that wants to pay for all the YouTube shit, hey, we'll welcome you. We're here for it.
We?
I'm here for it. At least I know me and Gabe are. Gabe isn't here, so I'm speaking for me and
Hey,
Gabe.
next time we need to have Gabe here.
we need to have Gabe
next
here.
time, bro.
Okay. So yeah, unfortunately Gabe couldn't be here, but next time we have the fucking legend himself, Gene, on the podcast. We'll definitely have Gene. I mean, fucking Gabe here with two Genes. Holy shit.
Yeah. Definitely next time, bro. Thank you for having me, and
thank you for coming out, bro.
We should definitely do this again. It's just a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, bro.
Bro, we've been here for like 2 hours.
Fuck yeah, I didn't even notice, bro. So you guys will be enjoying a 2-hour podcast, or you guys will be like, oh man, this motherfucker's gonna shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. But
you're still listening, bitch. So if you made it this far, that means you loved it. So yeah, like, same as always. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to look us up on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts as the PrimoTalks Podcast.
The PrimoTalks, because we don't scream, we be talking.
We be talking. We reveal a lot of our secret lives, which is a secret. And are we that popular for us to give secret lives? Maybe, not right now, but later on, maybe you might be like, hey, maybe I gotta watch these old episodes and shit, you know? So, yeah. So go ahead and give us our follows, rate us on all of your streaming platforms, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel right here and come watch the videos and support the channel. And thank you all for supporting and joining in on this episode. And thanks to the homeboy Gene for coming out for this podcast episode. He's throwing out little cookie signs, homie. That's for the cookie monster.
That's how the cookie crumbles, bro.
That's a cookie crumble. That's the way life is. So, yeah, thank you, Gene. Appreciate it a lot, man. And we'll definitely have him here on another podcast. So,
till next time.
Till next time, everybody. Love you guys. Enjoy your night. And stay fresh, motherfuckers. Deuces.